stunning new report that the Justice Department has been building a database that tracks the movements of millions of cars around the nation. According to these documents in the Wall Street Journal today, the Drug Enforcement Agency uses the intelligence to fight drug trafficking by seizing cars and cash and other assets. The DOJ defends this policy, saying, quote, "It is not new that the DEA uses the license plate reader program to arrest criminals and stop the flow of drugs in areas of high trafficking intensity." So what does everybody think about this whole program? Lars Larson is a syndicated radio host at Alpha Media Networks. Leslie Marshall is a syndicated radio talk show host and a Fox News contributor. Welcome. Good to have both of you here.
Good morning.
I guess what's new here is that the database is being expanded to hunt for vehicles associated with other crimes outside of drug crimes as well, including kidnappings, killings, rape suspects, according to people who are familiar with this. So, Lars, let me start with you. Good thing or bad thing?
Well, I'm ambivalent about this because while I think it's outrageous that the government would keep files on law-abiding citizens, it's completely understandable why they're doing it for law enforcement purposes, and in all likelihood, it would be found to be completely legal and probably completely constitutional. The idea that you can take a picture of anybody's license plate anywhere in America, you can do that, I can do that. I'm sure Fox News takes lots of pictures every day of people who never gave permission for their pictures to be taken. That's legal. The problem is that we have an administration where the president gives lip service to the idea that we all love our civil liberties and he'll do everything he can to protect them, while at the same time the government is doing this. But unless you were to outlaw the government doing it, and let me tell you what would happen next. Private companies also gather this kind of data, primarily to find deadbeats who don't make their car payments on time and to repo cars. So if the government were outlawed from doing it, if Congress said no, the private companies would gather the data and they would sell it to the government. So I don't see a way around it.
You point to something that I think about a lot, and that is that we are literally drowning in data. I mean, everybody is collecting so much data across this country. And Leslie, my only hope when I read these stories is, are we using it effectively? Because otherwise, it's a big CYA operation.
Well, I'm scared. It's Monday, and I've just agreed almost 100% with Lars, I think for the first time ever, because I'm ambivalent about this, too. I mean, first of all, here are some of the issues. One is the scope. Overreach of the government. But then when we look at breaking it down, do we want license plates to be tracked when we have Amber Alerts? Absolutely. We want that information. We want it accessed quickly. Another concern is the NSA and the DEA sharing information. The DEA, this is going again outside the scope of just drug operations and Amber Alerts, and they're not doing anything with regard to national security. Or are they? I mean, these two agencies for years have been sharing information. But as Lars said, and you just spoke to this, Martha, when right now my cell phone is sitting not far from where I am on screen, and somebody can track that. And hackers can track that. The cell phone company can track that. But the police can track that. So our license plates, the DMV knows our information, our names, our addresses, our height, our weight, has a picture of us. I'm not surprised. But it is uncomfortable because, of course, we feel it's a slippery slope. What will be next?
It's uncomfortable, Martha. But it's the world that we live in. Everybody has a ton of information on all of us. And so, I think I'm not alone, Lars, in thinking that, okay, you kind of throw your hands up and say it's all out there. But I would love to know that we're connecting the dots when it comes to criminals, when it comes to terrorists. Are these agencies using all of this information in an effective, connect the dots kind of way, or is it all just, to have reams and reams of stuff and say, we're doing the best we can?
Well, two data points on that. One, they probably aren't using it effectively because we still have these silos that are built around various agencies. We're going to find out somewhere down the line that some terrorist is being hunted. We know where he is, or one agency knows where he is, but they're not sharing that with another agency. I have a feeling we're going to hear about that. Second one, you remember when the NSA, some of the boys and girls at the NSA were using their databases to check up on their significant others or their ex-girlfriends and ex-boyfriends? Remember when that happened? Just a couple of years ago. Assume that all of this data will be abused by people in government, if not by the NSA, then say by the IRS to go after Tea Party groups or something.
Unplug if you really want to be private. That's the only way to do it. Lars and Leslie, thank you very much. Great to see you.